Alright, so once you have your dome lid put together, what we're ready to do is we're ready to cut the lid off, because you can't keep it like this because there's a solid air bubble inside there. If you don't want to cut the lid, that's fine if you'd rather turn it into a little figurine, but we have to at least poke a hole in it so it doesn't explode in the kiln. So when we go to cut this, we're going to ask you whether you'd like a jagged design, one that goes like this, or whether you'd like a curved design, one that goes like this. We don't want to do anything too complicated because it'll be hard to get it to put back together. And you don't want to have any tiny little marks there or little areas because they will dry too fast and they'll break. So when we go to do this, you have to decide where you'd like it cut. We'll come over, we'll start to cut it. You have to hold the top sometimes. And what we're going to do is we just kind of poke this in here. And then based on what kind of design you told us that you would like, we'll put the design in and cut it off. Okay? So the lid, sometimes it changes the shape a little bit. You can kind of put it back into shape. Okay, so then you can pick the lid off. You can see that the edge is still kind of jagged there. If your edge is jagged, what you want to do, you can kind of pick it off, and then you can use your sponge, wring it out. Okay, take your sponge and wring it out, and then you want to take your sponge and kind of go like this, and you can kind of smooth the edge out. Be very careful that you're not changing the edge too much. You just don't want it to be sharp, because these can get sharp after they're fired in the kiln. They'll be solid, and you don't want to have them be sharp. You got it. Okay, you don't want to get it too wet, okay, because we have to put these back together. So then you can do the same thing for the lid. Smooth it out with a sponge, or you can use your fingers. Trying not to change the shape of this too much. And then, if it's wet like this and it's time to put it away, what you want to do is get a piece of paper towel. Okay, first you want to kind of figure out how this is going to go together. So mine's going to go like that. Don't put it together though. You want to put a piece of paper towel in between it and just set it like that. Because if you put them together while it's wet, what's going to happen is the two are going to fuse together and your lid isn't going to come off. Okay? So once you get the paper towel in between it, then you can move on to your handle and your foot, and you're done.